you.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm Yasmine. I'm the music curator through VMDO Fellowship for Rising this year, and I'm here with Isobel D'Cruz.
Hi, I'm Isobel D'Cruz Barnes. I'm doing a listening room session on July 10.
Very soon. What is your favorite tram line and why?
I have to say the 11 because I grew up on this line. I still call it the 112 in my mind.
112, 100%. We are aging ourselves.
Yes. What's yours?
86.
86.
Yes.
One? Okay. It's slow, and there are a lot of different kind of people in there. Some people really losing their minds on the 86.
I think that is
that's
part of the charm.
Yeah.
It's dinner and a show.
Yes.
You know, you never know what you'll get on the 86, and that's what I like about it.
Exactly. It's beautiful.
What's your go-to coffee order?
Unfortunately, I'm going to be an edgelord and say I kind of hate the non-dairy milks. But I actually can't drink milk because I'm a flute player. So it's a flat white if I'm not playing flute, and it's a long black or just a drip batch brew if I'm playing flute. So nerdy.
Why can't you drink milk if you're playing? Is it like a...
It coats your throat. It makes you feel and sound weird.
Yes.
So but I refuse to order the oat milk. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the oat milk.
Well, the oat milk is full of oil.
I didn't really.
It's full of sunflower oil. That's what makes it all frothy.
No, I'm not having oil in my coffee. It's black or with dairy milk.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
What's yours?
Cappuccino.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is that with a little chocolate?
A little chocolate.
Oh,
I like
no.
a little... And also get really upset if people don't put the chocolate on.
Yeah. No, you have to be like, put the chocolate on, you coward.
I'm ordering this for a reason. I am a child still. Yeah. But I've been waiting for cappuccinos to come back.
Did they leave?
I feel like they left,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, they're definitely not cool.
Oh, it's all about the Mont Blanc.
Oh, yeah. I haven't had
tried
one.
it.
No,
Okay.
me neither.
We need to get one
Okay, can we organise 2 Mount Blancs
on this tram.
on this tram right now? Do we have that power? Stay tuned.
Best track to get a dance floor started?
So people ask me this a lot as a professional DJ.
You're a professional party maker, and you have been for a long time.
I'm really bad at keeping a dance floor alive, but don't let that not hire me in the future.
She's got the niche tunes.
Can kill a
down.
dance floor. Sometimes that's really important.
Yeah.
But I would say RL Burnside, It's Bad, You Know.
Okay.
That seems to be a universal party starter.
I have always been satisfied when you've been behind the decks, so I've seen you keep a dance floor going. Personally, I'd say anything Bhangra, like any Bhangra check. At my wedding, do you remember? People were losing their minds.
That was crazy.
I think that is the key to a good dance floor.
Can you describe that
night?
Yeah. Can you describe your wedding?
Just imagine a lot of people from the Melbourne music scene combined with a lot of extremely drunk Malaysians, and everybody's just dancing really hard to Bhangra and sweating.
Yeah.
And that was the night.
Kind of like Malaysian surf rock.
Malaysian surf rock, Melbourne music scene extravaganza.
It was incredible.
Yasmine looked really good.
So did Isobel, obviously,
So.
the bride.
Can you tell me more about the Reverb exhibition and listening room?
Reverb's been a really incredible exhibition to work on. It's just so interesting. It goes into different kind of social movements and different parts of music culture that's been shaped through music kind of from the 70s onwards, particularly electronic music, Detroit, techno, house. But yeah, it's been really incredible. And then through the exhibition, you go through all these kind of videos, and then at the back of the exhibition is an incredible listening room that I've invited all of my favorite artists to be a part of.
I'm so honored to speak in this room. So when I previewed the exhibition, I was like, when does this end? It's like a spiral, but everything you get so absorbed in listening to and looking at, it's really tactile, which is amazing for an audio kind of exhibition. There's every sense is catered to. And then you get to the end, there's this incredible room with these amazing speakers. I'm going to play some really good songs. A few other speakers are going to play some really amazing songs as well. You're going to get about an hour of discussion and listening, deep listening.
Deep listening.
It's going to be awesome.
What kind of songs and sounds can we expect from your listening room?
So I'm going to explore the relationship between spiritual jazz and Hindustani music and Indian classical music, and thinking also about minimalism. So really 1950s, 60s North America combined with the Indian classical music that influenced it. So prepare yourselves. It's going to be extremely cosmic.
That sounds so good.
My favorite topic.
You've been living in the States this year.
I have just gotten back from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA.
Crazy time to live in America.
Yes.
What do you reckon the difference is between how Australians listen to music and consume music versus Americans?
It has been shockingly different. I definitely think that I have a newfound appreciation for how people in Narrm will really just pay attention to what's happening in Narrm. Like they will, we will listen to things outside, of course, but there's just we really take our own scenes seriously. Like it's like matters to people that this new album just came out from so-and-so. And being like Melbourne famous, like it's funny, but it's also like, it's nice that it can exist. People in the States do not care about where they are. They're just listening to things that they found on the internet. They're very much listening to famous things from the US, but they're not really as involved in their local scene unless they're musicians who actually play. So like people I've been playing music with in the US, obviously they're clued into what happens in Philadelphia, but unless you're playing in the Philadelphia scene, you're not listening to music coming out of Philadelphia really, which I'm like, even people who don't play music in Melbourne still go to gigs. Like they're really important because they're coming to the shows. But in Philly, it's just like, hey, it's just me and everybody else who plays music in Philly. Guys.
It's intimate.
Yeah.
No, that's really interesting. I kind of didn't think that would be the case so much.
I thought it would be crazier than Melbourne. Like, I thought that there'd be more happening, but it's actually kind of less.
This has been my constant thing. Every time I've gone overseas, being like, the music scene's going to be even better. It's, unfortunately, Narrm is the best.
Yeah.
We are the kings.
Yeah. New York and Berlin have as much going on. I will give them that.
They do, but, like, how many more people and
Exactly.
resources do they? Like, we punch hard.
Yep. We're earning that place.
High
honestly.
achievers.
Yep.
Melbourne music.
We want to shout out, speaking of the US, Kareem Rama, come to Melbourne.
Come to Melbourne. Come to Narrm. Let's do a tram take.
Let's do a tram take. Otherwise, Yasmine's going to take your job.
I'm going to take your job. I actually... I'm making moves in silence.
She's the hotter Egyptian.
Oh, wow. Oh, my
It's
God.
true.
I'm losing my mind. This is so crazy. Can I do my Kareem impression? I'm kind of got the coat, honestly.
Got it. Yeah. And you've got the little glasses,
And I've got the little glasses. Okay. Isabel, what's your tram take?
My tram take, and I say this with love, but the musicians in Melbourne, just go home and practice. Like, the thing is, and let me say, if you're intentionally doing like a cooked band, like it's meant to sound cooked, that's fine. Don't worry about it. But the rest of us, and this is me included, like if you just go home and practice your instrument, it's amazing what can happen. Like,
I'm going to say 100% disagree.
Okay, tell me more.
My favorite thing, or one of my favorite things about music in Melbourne is that it kind of has this unrehearsed quality.
It's not going for the virtuosic.
It's
thing.
not, and it's like not in like a punk way. It's more in a like, or maybe it is in a way where it's like very true to like, I could do that.
Yes.
And then it also gives like a salt and an energy that I feel like sometimes being over rehearsed or like sounding too polished is like my favorite. It's my most like turn off from music.
Yes, that is a good point.
And if someone sounds like the record played perfectly live, that is like the most boring show. Like, just do something crazy.
Yes.
I would rather see you fuck up.
I agree with all of that. It's not so much that it's like, I want you to sound like the record or I want you to sound super tight. Like, I don't think that's important. It's more just sometimes I'm watching a show and I see that somebody is on the verge of not being able to play their own line. I'm like, girl, you wrote that.
I think that's fine. I've been at gigs with you before where you're like, I'm like, damn. It's hard to go to a gig with a conservatorium musician.
No, but sometimes I'm that person, which gives me anxiety. I'm like, oh my God, what did I write again? If I'd actually just figured this out 2 hours ago, I would be okay right now. And I'm on the verge of not doing it. I think that, or when you're in a rehearsal with someone and they're like upset that they can't do it, I'm like, you had the time.
But I feel like sometimes when you play the wrong note, much like jazz, maybe it's the right note.
It's true.
Maybe it's the note you needed to play.
Sometimes I played the wrong note and I'm like, you know what? That changed things in a good way. It's true. But I maintain.
She's coming around. She's coming around.
I had a good chat with someone who articulated well when he said, you can't just rely on taste alone. sometimes you need to put some practical skill into it as
Okay.
well, depending on the style. Like if you tried to do something with improvisation, that you hit a flaw where you're just like, all right, okay, I need to work on some things to make this work. Otherwise, it's just going to be round and round the same thing, and it's a bit like, you can't really take this much further.
Yeah.
In a rock band, it's okay, but
What about an experimental?
well, that's you're experimenting.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not always
Solved
but
it.
If you heard that take and you felt affronted, it's because you need to go and practice.
I've got a hot take. I've
Okay.
got one. All right. I think my hot take is YouTube rips are fine.
100% agree.
There we go.
Sometimes you can't find the song,
We can't find the song.
and also you can hide the low quality.
We're
Like-
playing at a bar.
Exactly. And
It's
it's a
fine.
really good, I've done this before actually, really niche live recording, can't find it anywhere else. I'm like, the people need to hear it.
Exactly.
There's no other way you're going to know the song if I don't do this.
The deep cut ethnic tracks,
Oh.
they're not on Soulseek.
Yeah, specifically like Malaysian music, so often they do a really bad like remaster from the 90s, and I'm like, I want the 60s recording, and the 60s recording is only on YouTube.
Yeah. All the Arabic stuff is like straight to cassette, so it will always sound bad. So
That's why it sounds good.
it's true.
That's how Sublime Frequencies did their whole thing. They were like, it sounds bad. It's like, yeah, you got a bad recording, but it made it good.
Also, radio is compressed, so whatever you're downloading is getting compressed before it gets to people anyway.
Has anyone noticed when you've done a YouTube video?
No.
Exactly. No one ever noticed. No one noticed.
No, I did play Diego Festival this year for New Year's Day, and I was playing on like function ones. Once you're playing on a function one, you can notice. But I knew that was the case, and I just really wanted to play the song. Couldn't find it.
It's fine.
But someone did think that the speakers were breaking.
But that's lo-fi. It's like kind of what you're
I was like,
saying.
it's 2
There's
p.m.,
there's
like-
an unrehearsed quality, and some people, they're putting on the crackle of vinyl or like the fuzz of a cassette onto their schmick recording.
Exactly.
So why not let me just play my shitty
Why
rip?
don't you just lean into the vibe? The vibe is the most important part.
Why do you think that Melbourne is the vinyl capital of the world?
I don't know.
You don't know? I have a theory. I feel like people in Melbourne just still appreciate physical media more than other people, and it might be as simple as like the picture's big. The picture's big, I like to see it, you know? We appreciate the aesthetic, the beautiful thing. It's not always about listening to it, because I think that everyone's still like listening to a streaming service in their thing, but just the object feels magical. And that's fine.
I think it kind of like goes back to what you were talking about earlier, where we are more involved with the local scenes. And I think that we have such a strong infrastructure of record stores and like pressing plants and local labels and like your friends' bands. Like all my records are my friends' bands.
Yeah, and I think it's really cool. Like, it means so much because especially like when you have a cassette or a vinyl from a band that doesn't exist anymore, and you're like the relic, and you're like, and then you see like some American label or something like, oh, we found this record from Germany in the 60s and it had been lost, and so we brought it back and did a repress. I'm like, I own the original of that. One day in 60 years, I'm gonna be like, this cooked Melbourne band, they had one cassette, we're repressing it. I'm like, I got the original.
Those bands
guys.
were the best.
Those bands
Every
were the
band,
best.
2014, one cassette,
Yep.
never played again.
Yeah, if your band doesn't exist anymore, but we have your old cassette, you were the best band in the world.
Best band
We
ever.
miss you.
Come back.
for the repress, please.
That's so awesome. I love that.
Favorite record store in Melbourne?
Skydiver.
Ooh, you know, I've gone there for coffee and to like have a good time. I don't think I've ever got the chance to peruse their records, which I'm missing out.
That's
here.
part of the vibe
It
too.
is part of the vibe. I do love that. I would say, is it Round and Round on Sydney Road?
Round and round, yes.
I love it because it's dark and I feel like I can just lock in. Like
That's a real classic, magnum of a record store. I love it.
It always has something really good, and the descriptions are helpful. Like sometimes I buy something and I don't know what it is, but the description really like inspired me.
I would
and I
also
appreciate
say Licorice Pie, and also The Searchers. Shout out to those four.
Oh, so good. Oh, Rowdies
Rowdies.
Records. The merch. This is the thing. We love the physical media. People will buy the T-shirt and the vinyl and the everything.
There's Reverb merch. We should sprig the merch.
Hell yeah. I
Get
want to
the
see that.
Yeah, it's good. I know. I need to get. Well, there's a book. Is there anyone that you're really excited to see their listening room?
I'm excited to see Michael Cusick's listening room from Efficient Space. I just think that label really draws together, like, it's not an obvious choice what they draw together, and I love that, but it makes sense together. Like, all of the artists that they put out, I'm like, I like all of it. I wouldn't have thought to put it all in one label.
No, there's no imitating Michael Cusick. I feel like he's very unique and like such an incredible selector that he's always making choices that I would never even think about.
Yeah.
So
Who are
that's
you
a good
excited to
one.
see?
I mean, kind of all of them. I am really excited to see Crown and Country because they're creating like a once-off dub plate specifically for the exhibition. So that'll be very special, and it can only be played like 15 times before it like degrades. So if you don't come to the listening room, you'll never hear it. So
You will
that's
never hear it again. And I
very
would
special.
assume that if it's degrading every time, that means every time it's going to sound a bit different as well. It's disintegration loops happening at the listening room.
It's all about the textural elements.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. All right. See you at Reverb.
See you at ACMI.